Awesome. All right, dude. I'm really excited about this morning. This is kind of the first time we've been live in, I don't know, week and a half, something like that. It's been kind of a nice little break.
Yeah.
Uh, I would say so. And then, guys, the reason we're here this morning is to talk about the circuit and summit racing and a free entry for the waitlisters that are patiently waiting on their spot to open up in the circuit 2024, brought to you by Summit Racing. Guys, I can't wait for this. We're going to get into some of that here in just a minute. But guys, first off, my name is Mike Narks. I am the host of this event, the promoter. I don't know what you want to call me, but if you have questions about the event, message me, message the circuit page. Please do that. I'm also a drag and drive promoter, announcer, and statistician. I do a ton of stuff surrounding this community. So I'm hoping that we can take the knowledge I've learned by visiting what I say 12 events last year, 12 drag and
Yeah.
drive events, and try and make this event for 2024 the best regional drag and drive event you have ever seen. But my co-host today, Mr. Eric White, tell him who you are and what you got going on, dude.
I am Eric White. I run 815 LSX swaps. That's my YouTube channel, do a bunch of LS
Hmm.
stuff, but I also do event coverage of drag and drive style events, just automotive photography, artwork for different events, all kinds of stuff. So I stay pretty
Artwork for
busy.
events. You mean like artwork events for this? Because guys, all of the racer posts you've seen have been that dude right over there. He's been knocking out that stuff like crazy. He designed all that stuff, and he's been the one putting all those together and posting them. So Eric, thank you so much for that work. It has really allowed me the opportunity to focus on a lot more stuff with the event, which I hope that we're going to have some crazy stuff. We're going to talk about those here in just a minute, kind of the event format, what's going to happen, and then we're going to get into this drawing for someone to win a free spot from the wait list. That's right. These folks are moving from the wait list up to the event. They're going to be in this event for free because of Summit Racing. I'm pumped about this. All right. So, guys, first off, I want to thank the racers and participants that are signed up already. We sold out record time for us. It's crazy how fast this happened. Of course, we kind of run the registration like Rocky Mountain Race Week does, where previous entries get early registration. So we did that. We had an early list that was also sent out before public registration opened. And then, dude, once public registration opened, it sold out in like, I think it was like 14 hours. It sold out the remaining spots, which is really cool for me to experience that. And then, guys, the wait list has gone up and up and up every day since then, at least by a few racers. And then we had another 6 jump on board last night. So I want to thank again the racers and participants for previous years. This will be our 6th year to host this event. Pretty crazy. I want to thank Mocan Dragway. They've always been a huge supporter of ours. We've hosted events there for 11 years and have raised more than $60,000 with the help of Mocan Dragway for, in the past, Northwest Arkansas Children's Shelter, but we've got a new charity that we're helping this year. And then I want to thank all the sponsors, of course. Oh, no, sorry. I want to thank Mocan, but I also want to thank Ozark Raceway Park because they are our second stop. This is the first time we've done 2 different tracks in the same year with this format. Now, we've done it in the past, but it wasn't with this many cars. It wasn't closed down events. These were kind of moving in with a test and tune. It was kind of working in where we got in. This is a real deal right here. We are absolutely, I mean, dude, we're going crazy. We're going crazy. We've got 3 closed track days just for us all weekend. So it's pretty crazy.
You see Rich's comment here?
Oh no.
It's a frigid negative 45 degrees here this morning. He's going
Oh
to do
no.
an oil pour video shortly if he doesn't freeze. And then he said one day he will try to make the circuit. We were
I
just talking about this cold weather before the
oh
show started, too.
no. No, it's nuts, dude. I hate it. I hate it. But what's cool is in about 100 days, we're hopefully gonna have warmer weather and be laying down some passes because it's gonna be crazy. Last year it dropped 30 degrees in about 30 minutes last year.
Right.
So it's going to be pretty intense. I see Jay Blanchard here. This is a great time to talk about this because I don't have it in my notes. He says, "Good morning. Can't wait to see the 2024 shirt because the Fast Act Racing Nova is on that shirt that's driven by Brian Acton, and crew chiefed by Jay Blanchard. Basically, a lot of the work that goes into that car is done by Jay. This is going to be a really cool deal because the fastest quarter mile car and the fastest eighth mile car are what we feature on the following year's shirt, and those racers get free entry into the event. Well, 2023's event was Kyle Beaumont and Brian Acton. Those guys are going to be on the shirt for this year. And I was actually messaging Karen Price of Great Apparel Printing and Design this morning talking about the shirt design. So we should have that in a couple weeks. I'm really pumped about that. And then we'll begin placing our order for that. I think I am going to get some hoodies this year, which we didn't do last year because the 2022 circuit was so warm we wouldn't have sold any. But the 2023 circuit certainly taught me some things that the weather can change drastically overnight.
Right. That was wild.
Or over the afternoon, I guess is really the way to put that. All right, so we've thanked the tracks, we've thanked the racers, we've thanked the participants. Guys, now we got to thank our sponsors. Can't do it without these guys. Summit Racing, obviously our presenting sponsor, returning for the second year in a row. Appreciate that. They are one of the biggest reasons we're able to visit 2 tracks this year. I want you to understand that. Summit Racing is a big part of this. Summit Racing helped us get there and make this an entire weekend of racing. On the spot auto repair, guys, they are our live stream sponsor this year. I can't thank Nick and the team over there enough for that, because this is going to not only help the circuit grow, but help all of Drag and Drive grow. I've been preaching it for 2 years now.
Yeah.
That regional events are the gateway drug into Drag and Drive, because people can do a Friday, they can take Friday off and go race and then come in. Well, now we're going to be able to show them why that is, because we're going to have a live stream up. That's right. We're going to do live streams from the roadside, from the route stops. We're going to do live streams from the track. We're going to do live streams from the racer party too on Saturday night. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. The official photographer for the event, Chris Story, love that dude. If you guys haven't heard, he's been on a couple different podcasts the last couple of days. The Cars Yeah podcast. I talked to Jesse Fox at 3G Video. He recorded with Chris the other day. So Chris Story finally getting some attention he deserves. And our announcer,
Absolutely.
Mr. Cliff Parvin, back again for this year. If you guys didn't have a blast last year, there's something wrong with you. He's coming back this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do that. You know him from Streetcar Takeover, kind of that small event that happens 23 times a year, Streetcar Takeover. He's kind of the official announcer for them as well. So I'm glad we landed him, and I appreciate him coming back. So it's exciting there. And then class sponsors, you can become a class sponsor if you would like to. After this, just message us. Stick Shift class is brought to you by Jerry Stafford and the team at JPM Dyno Tuning. 650 Index by our boy Lance at R&D Performance and Fab, with $500 going to the winner for the 650 Index. The U versus U class brought to you by our buddy Corey at Car Chains 3D. I can't wait. If you guys don't follow that on Facebook right now, you need to be doing that, because he's turning out product. Dude, have you seen how much stuff he's been posting lately? It's crazy.
He's got new stuff almost daily.
It's crazy. And then we got, of course, First Broke Trophy backed by Send It Race Media. Love this idea right here. The winner of all of these trophies gets their entry back and the cool trophy. How awesome is that? So you got First Broke Trophy by Send It Race Media. You got Biggest Wheelie by 4-Eyed Performance and Johnny Allen Photography. You got Slowest Average ET. This is probably my favorite award right here. Slowest Average ET by Stone Cipher Family Racing. The Young Gun Award by Maxon Racing. Media Class. That's right. All the media folks are going to be able to be making passes, kind of like what 1320 Video did at Race Week. We're not going to be in the Blackwing like those guys were. We're going to be in some slow, boring car. So this ought to make it even more fun. But that's brought to you by Olive Branch Acres. Appreciate those guys. And then the Fastest Truck by Revved Up Laser Works, who's also doing the rest of the trophies for the event. They're doing something special for the Fastest Truck. So can't wait to see that. Again, if you want to sponsor something special, like a specialty trophy or a class, please holler at us. Let us know what you want to do. We'll get this all worked out. What's Jay talking about here?
He said they got a new dash coming from Corey at Car
Oh,
Chains for the Nova.
yes, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm excited about that. A lot of really cool stuff. The reason we worked so well with Corey is because of all the stuff that he develops really based on drag and drive stuff because he has cup holders they're mounted to the shifter. He creates sun visors that are roll bar mounted, which is a big deal. So a lot of really neat stuff coming from Car Chains. If you're not following them, please jump over and do that. He's a big part of the other stuff we got going on too. All right, let's jump into event format because I want to explain how this is all going to work, and then we're going to get into the drawing. All right. So Thursday night we're hosting a racer party at Chicken Annie's outside Pittsburgh, Kansas. There's two Chicken Annie's in Pittsburgh. It's the one in the country. Okay. When I say that, you'll understand. So we're going to kick off the event that way, and this is probably the coolest place you've been. It was built in the 30s, expanded in the 50s, and I don't think they've updated since then. They've updated their stuff, but I don't think they've updated decor.
Yeah,
Like
probably not.
this is like walking back into 1960. I'm telling you, it's one of the coolest places I've ever been. And it's probably the best fried chicken you'll ever have. We've rented the lounge in the back that I'm telling you right now in the 1970s, this was the spot to be if you lived anywhere close to Pittsburgh, Kansas. So we've rented that. We're going to do free meal and drinks for the racer and co-pilot. So we'll have a big list of names. But I'm also going to send out an RSVP as we kind of lead up, probably a month out. So, sometime mid March, I'll send something out to make sure that we have a pretty close count on how many folks are going to be there so we make sure we have enough food. So if you are on the list and you are coming to that, be ready. Guys, I'm telling you, this food's amazing. It really is like home cooked fried chicken that my mouth is watering thinking about it now. I may have to drive up there maybe next week or the week after and eat this place. It's
Yeah,
so
it was really
so
good.
Oh man, so that's Thursday night, okay? Because a lot of folks are coming in early because we start so early Friday. So 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. we're gonna rock out at Chicken Annie's in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and have a good time, and maybe get the last good meal before the event kicks off, right? Maybe for the entire weekend for some of these folks, and then Friday morning we're gonna start bright and early. Gates open at 9. Registration begins at 9. So you'll drive your race car and trailer to the staging lanes. You'll get checked in. We've got a whole team of folks that are going to do that. I say team, 2 or 3 people. So we're going to make sure you have your insurance, registration, and working horn. That's the biggest thing. Make sure the horn works on this thing, right? We're going to be checking your race tires to make sure they qualify for the class. We're going to be checking headlights, taillights, and blinkers on both the car and the trailer. Okay, so for you thrashers that are working on your stuff right now, please make sure you wire in trailer lights. Okay. Got to have that. So you're going to come to registration fully loaded, like you're leaving for the road portion of the trip. Because once the driver meeting is done, you have to park your stuff. You can't be back and forth into your hauler, your tow truck, tow rig, trailer, anything like that. You can't be back and forth to that during racing, and that begins obviously right after the meeting, the driver meeting. So that talks about that. Then we're going to bring in racing at 11. There's no class calls this year. This may be one of the last years we can do that because of the 150 car count. I think any more than that, we really are probably going to have to start segregating into some kind of, I don't know, regimen of some sort. So you're going to be able to race when you're ready, which is a big plus because it means that if you want to make your 2 passes and get on the road, you can do that and spend the rest of the day kind of, exploring Route 66 in Springfield. So, hard tire cars, it is a little different for us. We are going to make you wait. We will gladly accept hard tires. We have a hard tire class, and I love hard tire racing, but you're going to have to wait just a little bit. So we're going to put you in your at 2 o'clock. We're going to open the lanes to hard tire cars, unless the radial and slick cars are kind of sparingly making passes by 2 o'clock. Then we'll start bringing in, maybe we'll bring in like say at 1, we would open a single lane that's dedicated to the hard tire cars. So we did this last year. It worked out great. Nobody had any big struggles with it. So it should be pretty easy, but I'll tell you, plan for 2 o'clock. That way you can kind of get a layout of your day. So be there at 9 for registration. But if you're not making passes until 2, you don't have to show up at 9 a.m. if you're a hard tire car. So we'll talk about that more as the future comes. This live stream is going to be something we do. I'm not going to say consistently, but regularly. So we'll be able to talk about all that kind of stuff and get some racers on here and discuss all this. Again, guys, you've got to submit 2 passes. We're following that format again this year. I think it really, for a weekend event, it makes you make 6 you have to submit 6 passes, which is a lot for some folks. So submit 2 passes, you'll receive your route at that point with your checkpoints and things. We have 3 route stops that are on the way to Springfield. We're going to go Route 66. Again, we went Route 66 into Oklahoma last year. We're going Route 66 east this year to Springfield. So one of the stops is our charity for 2024, the Children's Haven of Southwest Missouri. So we are going to route 150 cool cars past a spot that is just like the Northwest Arkansas Children's Shelter, where kids are living there at that time. So we're going to take a bunch of cool cars by there, guys, because you know why we do this. We want kids to know that cars are cool, and the car community is a big loving family. So that's why we support neglected and abused children, and that's what the Children's Haven of Southwest Missouri does. So it's really, really going to be fun to route you guys down through essentially the middle of Joplin to get across there. But we'll be following along. Route 66 follows right or passes right in front of the Children's Haven of Southwest Missouri. So we're going to be able to just, I mean, I hope the street has some marks out there, is what I'm saying. Whenever we go to leave. So
I'm sure there will be.
Oh yeah, there better be. If not, we'll make some in the media class race car for sure. So that is going to give you kind of an idea of what Friday is. So you're going to register, you're going to get your passes made, you're going to get your slip, or your directions, you're going to make the drive to Springfield. Once you get to Springfield, you're open. We don't have anything going on Friday night. There is a VIP party at the Moore Off-Road Expo, which is like the largest off-road expo in the Midwest. So they have a VIP party. There are tickets that were sent out on the previous email, not the one I sent the other day about this drawing, but the one before that. So where you can go in and you can purchase your tickets for an exclusive VIP party. This will only be folks that are attending or vendors from the Moore Expo. So that's kind of cool. They have an 80s cover band. It looks like it's going to be a ton of fun, and you can camp there also if you wanted to do that. With all the off-road guys and all their setup. I'm not an off-road guy, but I'm not an overland guy. But there's going to be a lot of that kind of stuff at the Moore Off-Road Expo. So if you're kind of into that or side-by-side stuff, knock your passes out early, get your route directions, hit your route stops along the way, and then hit the Moore Expo before it closes at 6. So this will give you entry into the expo and then also the VIP party that night.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be a party. I feel like those guys know how to party too. So
Oh, dude.
I feel like
I'm
we
gonna
can
tell
get
you.
along with them just
I'm
fine.
gonna tell you right now, based on what Chris, that event host, was talking about, that party is gonna be rocking.
Yeah.
Rocking for sure. So, the biggest thing with that is, guys, we want you to be safe. We want you to do the correct thing. So what we may do is run some folks from the host hotel in Springfield back and forth to that, and kind of run, the circuit Uber for a few hours. So, go get checked in at the hotel, then go to the Moore Off-Road Expo and either Uber back, or maybe we'll not partake as much, and we'll be able to cruise people back and forth.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, across town. So that's kind of the plan with the media vehicle, is to have something that could haul some folks. So
How
yeah.
how far is the expo away from the hotel?
Oh, like 4 miles. I mean, it's
Oh,
not far at all. Yeah, yeah. So
perfect.
it's pretty close. Yeah, we just don't want anybody in their cool cars
Yes.
driving across town after having some beers.
Yeah.
Obviously, so we want to keep those going there. So that's Friday night. Okay, that's the VIP party Friday night. Saturday morning, we don't start racing until 11. So I'm working with Waffle House number 628 to bring in a lot of racers to go eat Waffle House, because if you don't know, I love Waffle House. It has kind of become a staple of any road trip I do, is to eat at a Waffle House. I've eaten it probably, I don't know, 15 across the country this last year. So we're only going to kick that off and do that again for 2024. And I've been talking to the manager of the store. We're looking at, parking situation, all that kind of stuff. We're working on maybe putting together some kind of discount or something like that. So that's all in the works. Again, Waffle House number 628 is on the east side of town. We will physically drive right by this place as we go to Ozark Raceway Park for Saturday morning. So I'm going to tell you this. My plan is to have a discount, and then I'll be buying some breakfast for a bunch of folks as well. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Plan on that. My plan would be to get there at like 7 a.m., eat breakfast, and then get over and get all the stuff set up for the track that day. So again, we're going to be racing Saturday, at Ozark Raceway Park. This is one of the first times we've ever been there. But guys, this is the third. This is one of three Dragon Drive events that is going to hit Ozark Raceway Park this year. I'm so excited to see Ozark and Mocan on other schedules for other Dragon Drive events. It's going to be so cool, man.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yep, people are going to be driving right through our part of the country here. You know, we've hosted stuff at Mocan for so many years. It's awesome to see them on the Rocky Mountain Race Week list, and then obviously ours as well. All right, then we're going to drive south because this is, well, let me back up. We're going to race at Ozark. You're going to turn in your 2 passes. Then you're going to get your route slip or your driving directions. But on the back of that is a scavenger hunt. And dude,
Yes.
I don't know if people remember this from last year, but the scavenger hunt was the co-pilot's probably most favorite thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There was
So,
some competition in that too.
oh man. Well, we're all about friendly competition here. That's why we're doing this racer party. So here's the deal. There's a lot of strategy involved in this party, right? So you're going to get your slips, you're going to turn your 2 passes in, you're going to get your driving directions, and then it's not going to be this big long drawn out deal. You have from when you turn your slips in until 7 p.m. to get your scavenger hunt stuff done. So again, do you make your 2 passes quickly and get on the road to get more scavenger hunt points, or do you just kind of lackadaisically do your passes and then get on the road and then get some stuff? Because I'm telling you, it's this trip from Branson or from Springfield to Branson is only like an hour.
Mm.
So there's going to be a ton of driving that goes on. And guys, the stuff that I'm putting on this scavenger hunt, you're going to have to search for a little bit because they're going to be worth big points because we're giving away $500 to the winning team, right? You hear that?
Sweet.
$500 to the winning team of the scavenger hunt, 150 to the second place. So the 150, even second place, would cover your hotels for Friday and Saturday night. So
Yeah.
we need to be competitive as we go into this, right? So the scavenger hunt, we are looking for a sponsor for that. If you guys know anybody that wants to be a part of this, bring them on. This really is one of the funnest things we've ever done. And last year it got very competitive.
Yeah. People
I
loved it.
mean, like 1,700 points is what won the event, is what won the scavenger hunt. So we won't see that many points this year because there won't be, I made mistakes last year and allowed 5 points for every animal statue that people found. We'll kind of cut down on some of that because I think there were 300 or 400 points people were putting up for that. So we're gonna add some stuff. I'm gonna drive the route again and pick out some really specific things that are from that are kind of hidden that'll be worth big points. So again, the scavenger hunt is just a blast and it gives the passenger something to do. They're looking at the side of the road the whole time. They're trying to find stuff. And guys, that's going to bring us right into the fastest carts in Branson is why we chose extreme racing, extreme karting in Branson. I went up. I physically looked at every karting place that was in Branson, drove to them, visited them, saw how fast the carts were, drove on one of them. It was boring. I was like, we can't go here. So that's why we chose Extreme. This is going to be a blast. It's a huge track. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to go look at it. Big open area. We're going to have a good spot. We're going to be outside though. So kind of plan for that. Luckily, Steven has a 10 by 20 tent. So we're going to set that up. We're bringing in food. We're bringing in drinks. We're going to do the awards for the scavenger hunt and a few other things that I've got going on as well. That's behind the scenes that are getting finalized that we'll talk about next time. And we're going to do some drawings and stuff like that for some of the raffle stuff we have. Again, this is to raise money for the shelter, for the Children's Haven. So raffle drawings, things like that, as people are donating those, we'll begin that drawing part then, so you can buy tickets the whole time. Anyways, guys, it's gonna be fun. We're talking to pizza places, we're talking to barbecue places to bring in all this stuff for the racer party. Again, this is a mandatory route stop. So even if you don't want to stay there and you want to go back towards Mocan for Saturday night, you still have to come down and watch go-karting for at least a little bit. So that's going to be a good time. I promise it's going to be a blast. This kind of stuff is what Dragon Drive is really about. the racing is great, but the camaraderie that you're going to build at events like this is what makes these events so much better.
Yeah.
The time spent on the road. So that's the other side. We want to give enough time for people to drive. And, we hate for people to work on stuff, but that's part of it. If you're not ready to work on your stuff, you better get ready. Start driving your stuff now if possible. Go out and start it now. It's 9 degrees outside. So,
Yeah.
yeah, 6 to 10 p.m. Again, we've rented the entire track. It is ours. There's not going to be any strangers there unless you're strange. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to be unlimited carts. So I hope these guys are ready to fill these gas tanks on these go-karts because we're fixing to run them bone dry. Yeah, and Pat Cook says you can't miss Branson. It's such a cool town. And again, the scavenger hunt part is fun because it's going to give you a reason to cruise around Branson and find interesting, neat things like Ripley's Believe It or Not. There's going to be some stuff where you're going to have to go into these places to get these scavenger hunt points. And to do that, like the Ripley's Believe It or Not takes about 30 or 40 minutes. So if you stay at Ozark Racing all day until we close it at 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, then you're not going to have time to get your scavenger hunt points to win it. So, there's a lot of strategy going to come in on Saturday. And again, I love racing. I love all that stuff, but drag and drive to me is about the road. It's about pulling into Ripley's Believe It or Not and going, "Oh my gosh, I got to go in and get a selfie with the Marilyn Monroe statue inside so I can get this 100 points on the scavenger hunt." You know what I mean? Like it's going to be stuff like that. So we're going to have a lot of fun. And then Sunday, of course, we have a hotel that's right by the racer party. It's literally 400 feet from where you're standing on the deck at the extreme karting to the front door of the hotel, 400 feet. So as we do that, we didn't want people to enjoy adult beverages and then drive their car anywhere. That's why we're so close. Obviously, you don't have to stay at the hotel we're staying at. You can stay wherever you want to, but please be safe. So
Yeah.
the Saturday night, the racer party is going to be a blast, man. I'm telling you, I can't wait. I can't wait to see 200 people racing these go-karts, 15, 16 carts on there at a time and just see the
Yeah.
it's going to come.
And
There's
it's
a
cool. There's
there's a
a
corner that's slick already. I think I'm going to put some I'm going to sprinkle some water and some extra slick stuff, maybe some baby oil in that thing.
nice.
Yeah.
It's cool that there's some sort of racer party every night from the event.
Yeah.
I don't think that's normal for an event. So I think that's going to be really cool too.
Well, I appreciate that, and the reason we're doing it again is because I want people to hang out with people they don't know. That's one of the biggest things is that's how you create friends across the world is because you
Right.
hang out with people you don't know. So this will give a lot of people that opportunity. And it's going to take away from the harshness because we're not driving as far. We're about 110 miles on day one, and then by the time we go from Ozark to Branson to back to Mocan, it's about 150. So that's a pretty good stretch, but you're already knocking 50 of it out in the beginning. So you're about 100 miles back. So it doesn't take long to drive that. So again, that's why we're putting these kind of things together is because there's not going to be a ton of time spent on the road, but there's going to
Yeah.
be a ton of time spent with people. So and at
Absolutely.
gas stations, I'm going to figure out which gas stations are cool and have the best gas station food. So, and then I'm not going to make those route stops, but I'll make those like recommended stops. Uh,
Yeah.
kind of plan your trip around when you need fuel and things like that. So Sunday morning, the plan would be to just get up. My plan is to get up at about 6 a.m. or maybe 7 and drive from Branson to Mocan and get that knocked out. Um, we're going to go back by Route 66. So we'll drive back up to Springfield, back up to basically our where we pull off to go to Waffle House. We'll pull back into Route 66 and we'll hit the other cool spots on the way back from there. So there's at least 3 route stops on the way back. So as you pass cool stuff and you're like, "Oh man, I got to stop there. I got to get my pictures there." Just know I'm planning those as your route stop on the way back. So
Mm.
my plan is to hit stuff on the right as we are headed east, and then we'll hit stuff on the right as we're headed west. So keep that in mind as you're driving along. Don't take 6 hours to make the route from Mocan to Springfield unless you want to, because we're going to hit a lot of those places. Like my plan is to hit the 66 drive-in on the way back on Sunday morning. So that way people can hit that. So we'll race 11 to 3 on Sunday, kind of tentatively the plan. Right now, I've got to get all that stuff settled with Mocan. But 11 to 3, we'll do the Molly Motorsports Racer Awards at 4 p.m. So laid back day. 4 hours should be enough by then, because if we have 150 cars to start, we'll have 110 by the time we're done, based on the normal stuff that we see across the other events. So it should be pretty simple from there, and then you guys can go home. So again, we're a Thursday night racer party, Friday race at Mocan, drive to Springfield after that. Okay, so there are emails that are going out. If you haven't received them, please let me know. So again, Thursday night we were staying in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Friday night we are staying in Springfield, Missouri. Saturday night we are staying in Branson, Missouri. Thursday night, Pittsburgh, Kansas. Friday night, Springfield, Missouri. Saturday night, Branson, Missouri. Okay. Keep that all in mind as you're booking these rooms. We have rates with everybody to get. I'm not going to put those publicly here. To get those rates and the hotel list, message me and we can get it over to you. It's probably on an email that you've gotten if you're on the wait list and all that stuff. So, all right. Again, guys, we can't do this without you. We cannot do this without the racers, without the sponsors. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And again, we're 100 days from the event. From right now, 9:30 a.m. today. In 100 days, we'll be at the event, dude.
That's awesome.
Crazy, man.
Do you
It's
see? You see
crazy.
this comment here by Lee Miller saying, "Good morning. Looking forward to this Dragon Drive. It's his first one."
That's awesome. Well, I'm telling you, I said it earlier. I'm saying it now. Regional events are the gateway drug into Dragon Drive, because it allows a lot of people the experience of you only have to take one day off of work. So you have to take a Friday and you can come down. Now, Pat Cook, 900 miles from here, he's probably going to have to leave on Wednesday night or Thursday morning really early if he's going to make the event by Friday morning. But, you know, well, I guess probably Brian and Jay have to do the same. And then Chuck Jensen coming in from Wyoming. I mean, that dude's an animal. He's coming back. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right. You ready to do this
Then,
drawing, dude?
and then Alexandria is asking about if you got Waffle House booked.
Yes, we are working on that for sure. We definitely can go there. I mean, it's not a question of going there. I just want to make it a reason to. I want to make it worthwhile for the racers. So my plan is we're working on a discount with the store manager, working on a discount for, maybe like a special plate or something like that that comes for the circuit, and then how can I pay for some folks breakfast is kind of my plan. I want to be able to give some money and then go on. So E85 stations, if you can't drive 150 miles, there's a problem um, with your fuel cell, or take a jug with you. Joplin has E85, Springfield has E85 for sure. I'll find some stuff along the way for sure, but you E85 guys probably need to get a Gas Buddy app or something like that can figure it out. Or if somebody wants to take that on and make a map and spend 4 hours putting together something that shows the E85 gas stations, I would gladly help support that person do that. Um, and then, of course, both tracks are most likely going to have E85, so it's going to be really cool. And then I see Alexandria here. She's talking about she's going to compete this year. I'm so pumped she's going to be there and bring that car out. So, all right, let's do this drawing.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay, so here's the deal. When Summit came back on board, they were like, "Hey, we want to do something fun." So we kind of kicked around some ideas. We have some other stuff that is coming. I'll tell you that for the racers that are already signed up. And then we have 54 people once I remove duplicates and, yeah, basically duplicates is what I'll call it. There were some folks I think trying to sneak in their name in the wait list for the free entry there as well. So I cut off the list at 9 a.m. this morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. So 9 a.m. Or 8 a.m. here. So each entrant was assigned a number. I posted that at 9:30 to show who is what, where you're at in the list, what your assigned number is. And then Summit came on basically saying they want to do something fun. They wanted to be able to get people off of the wait list into racing, which this early, having 100 days left, people still think they have enough time to get their car completely built. And so we haven't had any racers message me yet saying, "Hey, I'm not going to make it. I can't get my engine. I can't get this, can't get that yet." So we haven't had that yet. So the wait listers are patiently waiting. So I'll put that out there probably beginning the end of next week. We'll start kind of, hey, if you're not going to make it, let us know. If you're looking too far out, let us know. I mean, we'll gladly take a plan B situation and let them race in like the DYO style class, be easy. So, but we want to let as many people in as possible because what happens is the guys that don't make it last minute don't tell anybody and we miss an opportunity to let another 20 people in. So if you are on the wait list, continue to keep working on your stuff is what I'm saying. So Summit Racing want to do something fun. We all came up with this idea. We're using random.org as the drawing. We're going to do it live right here on the screen so you can see. Again, I've assigned a number beginning at 1 in the order of waitlist submission. So if you were the first person to submit, because we have a little timestamp from the vote, if you were the first person to submit your time or submit your wait list registration or whatever you call it, you were number 1 on the list and it just goes down from there. So I put those in order. I assigned a number to those. I posted that list earlier, 1 through 54 after removing all the duplicates. We have like 60 something, but once I removed the duplicates, we were down to 54 on the wait list waiting. That's a lot of people, man.
Yeah,
That's a third of the people that are registered for the event that are on the wait list, just twiddling their thumbs, hoping they get in. So again, I wouldn't take it anymore after this morning. The way this is going to work, the waitlister that I draw first is our winner. That person will then have 24 hours to come to, hey, I'm here. Please send me my ticket because there'll be other stuff that I'll have to do. I'll have to give them kind of a registration deal after that. So they'll have 24 hours from the moment we announce their name to come forward. If they do not within that 24 hours, we are drawing 2 other names this morning, live right here on the screen. The second person will then have 24 hours. If they don't come forward within their 24 hours, the third person on that will be done. Surely we won't have to go any more than 72 hours without awarding this free entry. But if we do, we will draw again, live again, right here, just like this, and draw another 3 names. So here's the way to contact us. If you win it, you will need to message the circuit Charity with Horsepower, Michael Narks, or Eric White. You have to message one of those places and say, hey, please send me my registration. Okay. So again, if your name is drawn as the first person, you have 24 hours. Second person has 24 hours after that. Third person has 24 hours after. Okay. So, and if not, we're not, yeah. Anyways, so if we don't have people grab their stuff, and we'll also on our side be emailing and calling these people to let them know they won as well if they're not watching this morning. Okay. Ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. So we have random.org pulled up here. Let me jump over onto that. You'll have to run the page for a minute because I'm doing this. All right, can you guys see this here? Can you see the number changing? So I'm changing this to 54. Okay, so the first one is number 51. So the winner, I thought the winner of the entry is
Felicia Smith.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Felicia Smith is number 51.
That's awesome. All right, let me make that note real quick so I don't have to think about it later. All right. For the second drawing here, let's hit generate again. Number 34.
34 is Chris Dowtry.
Oh, are you serious?
Yep.
All right. Spell it last name for me.
Daugherty.
Nice.
And it's Chris with a K. Sorry.
Awesome. All right. And the last spot here. Generate one more time. This is for number 12.
Number 12 is Terry Day.
Awesome. Okay. So we'll be reaching out to those folks, alerting them that they have alerting Felicia that she has 24 hours to let us know. If you'll tag her in the comments, that'd be awesome as well. So she'll know kind of what's going on. I don't know if she's on this morning or not, but that's pretty exciting, man. I'm so glad that Summit kind of had this idea and let us run with it. And then I'm also pumped about what we're going to do in the future. Like this isn't the last time we're going to give free stuff away. I'm thinking like maybe we do like free hotels. Maybe
Yeah.
we do some gas cards and things like that as we lead up into this. So
Yeah, I mean, we
all
got
right,
100 days. We could do a lot of fun stuff in 100 days still.
yeah, yeah. And so again, we're probably not going to do this. Man, I hate to say consistently or regularly, but we're going to do this often. Come to you guys live just for the circuit, just on the Circuit Racers group, probably moving forward or just on the circuit page as well. So this is going to be a good time. 100 days is going to be nuts. It's going to go by really, really fast. Again, continue to work on your car, test your car, pull your trailer, make sure the lights work. Guys, 3 days of racing, 300 miles of street driving. That's going to test your stuff. It's going to test your ability, yours right there that I'm pointing at. It's going to test your ability. It's going to test your car's ability. And it's going to test your co-pilot's ability. So listen, that's a key thing here. If your co-pilot has never ridden in your car, you need to get them in there. Let them
Yeah.
ride in it for, you know, here's the best way to test your car. Load your crap up in the back, drive that thing to your closest racetrack, drive it home. Like that's the easiest way. That's the easiest way. It's there's no other way around that. So as we get closer again, we're going to have more giveaways. I mean, gas cards are pretty easy. Again, that goes back to kind of the route stop. So Casey's gas station, come and go stations, things like that. We may follow along like, this Casey's has the best pizza. This Casey's has that, because then you can also we make sure, for your E85 guys that they'll have E85 as well. So that way we don't leave anybody out. So again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. 41 minutes. I told Eric we'd be on 20 minutes total, but you know me, I'm a little bit of a rambler. So thank you so much to the racers who have faith in us and have signed up for this event. We cannot say thank you enough. I want to make this as fun as possible. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be intense. We're going to have a blast. There's going to be a lot of racers you've never met that we want to introduce you to and make lifelong friends from things that are going to come from this event right here. And then lastly, guys, we want to thank all of our sponsors. So I'm going to run through those real quick. Summit Racing, On the Spot Auto Repair, JPM Dyno Tuning, R&D Performance, Car Chains 3D, Send It Race Media, 4 Out Performance, Johnny Allen Photography, Maxon Racing, Stone Cipher Family Racing, Olive Branch Acres, Revved Up Laser Works, and Great Apparel Printing and Design. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it. What all we got? What comments have I missed here?
We've got thank you for doing this for all the racers. Thank you, Summit. 100 days and counting. We've got Rich saying, or drive to Florida, guaranteed to have all the kinks worked out after 3,000 miles. And then a bunch of congratulations to our 3 names drawn. Again, Felicia Smith, Chris Doutry, Terry Day. Felicia's got 24 hours.
Yeah, she's got 24 hours from 9:37 to get in here and get her stuff collected. And then if not, we move on to the next one who'll have 24 hours. Guys, thank you so much again. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys soon.
Yep. See